Hi. All right. Through partnerships made with organizations such as Able Shepherd, there is speculation this board would like to figure out how to arm our educators. With this, I would like to share a little bit about my story. I'm an educator. I taught for 14 years, and I was in a school shooting. I spent hours in the corner of my classroom huddled with 30-ish middle schoolers, texting my husband, who is a police officer, to see if he knew what was happening, to tell him I loved him, to tell him to give our kids hugs and kisses for me. I texted my parents, my sister, my friends. It was traumatizing. I've worked at 8 schools, and there is yet to be a single school that has done the whole practicing for a gunman protocol correctly. Not a single one. My husband used to tell me for years, schools need to stop giving teachers extra tasks to do during lockdowns, taking attendance, checking bathrooms, closing blinds, sweeping the halls, putting a door jamb in the door, the list goes on and on. They need to focus on the one thing and one thing only, keeping kids calm and quiet. I never doubted him, but until I sat in the corner for hours with 30 middle schoolers, I never truly understood how right he was. Your brain shuts down on logistical matters and ultra focuses on your children, making sure they are not panicked or hyperventilating, making sure your kids aren't believing the notifications they're seeing on their phones, holding their hands, reminding them it's going to be okay, helping them through the mental trauma that starts the very second you realize it isn't a drill. Our brains, teacher brains, are emotional brains, compassionate brains. They are not hardwired or trained for combat. After 17 years with a man who was in the Army and now a police officer, I can definitively tell you that the way his brain works and the way my brain works is not the same. He has spent 17 years doing intensive training to help his brain think and function the way it has. It's been constant work. Giving teachers another task by arming them and then expecting them to make their teacher-trained brains think like a police officer is not practical, not safe, and not what is best for kids. In that moment, those kids need the teacher brain full of compassion and nurturing emotions. I speak from experience. Arming our educators is a reactive plan. Mental health is how we help these students process their thoughts productively and proactively stop these trends. We do not want to arm our teachers. Today's kids are overexposed to intense and unfiltered information. We, as the adults in their worlds, must provide them with the tools and skills needed to help them process this constant influx of information. What we are doing currently for mental health in schools is just a beginning. We are beginning to understand the need for a focus on mental health and mindset for the next generation. We need to teach them skills needed to think productively and help them function within the adult world.
15
Coping skills,
seconds.
cognitive dissonance, boundary setting, compassion, empathy, teaching our kids the skills needed to process the worlds they are living in with help with so many of the other large challenges we face in our country. Bullying, teen suicide, school shootings. Life skills isn't just home ec and woodshop anymore. Life skills is helping teens understand their thoughts and emotions.
Thank you, Ms. Harris.